Ramaya came from Lagubage. I told Ramaya that I had found Mandana and everything that had happened. Ramaya was surprised to see us all together going to get this villager Mandana married. He must have been suspicious. Swami is roaming the streets holding a hawk, he might need some food. But what good is that to us? If this hawk is roaming the forest like a monkey and a mouse, supplying sahibri, then my daughter needs cold water. Give him a girl and put a piece of clay in her mouth, so that I don't get a single penny tomorrow, he said. If we knew that we were exploring the wonders of the insect world with Carvalho, Ramaya would have been joking around, and suddenly I felt that there was a point of view from which all of our behavior could be seen as very ridiculous. I said, Ramaya, the government is giving Carvalho 1,500 rupees just to learn about the insect problem. Don't be so indifferent to it. Anyway, the insect fell into your cardamom garden and you left Norway as a sin and came here, have you forgotten that? It was a good thing that the government was offering an entomologist a salary of 1,500 rupees. Ramaya was really confused. In a change of attitude, Irabhadrappa, who cares? The main thing is that my daughter should not be in trouble tomorrow. You are far away. You only met Mandana yesterday. You don't know him well. I have seen him since I was born. His mother felt compelled to bring him forward. Even before this boy was born, he used to be a shepherd, a bird catcher, a bowman, a hunter. Once, after a fight with his wife, he left his wife and went out with a snake charmer. Prabhakar said, "What should I do now, Ramaya, by making up that old story? I ran away with a circus company and then I got ruined. Carvalho Sahib is not the kind of person who ruins everyone. Mandana is upset that you said you wouldn't tell him now. He told me about the bandhan and then you went to someone else's door and thought it was a good idea." Prabhakar's words seemed to have touched the heart of Norway Ramaya. "That's right, sir, that scoundrel is going to the cemetery. If he had given a woman there, he would have sent his children to the crematorium. If everyone had been a servant in the backyard, I would have made up my mind." As Carvalho Sahib said, "You have no wife, no children, why are you a servant? You won't get married without losing your mind. You won't get married without losing your mind. Look, it's a blind man's business. Tell Carvalho Sahib a word, make up your mind and get married. Everything will be fine," he said. "Whatever goes well, I'll tell you. That Mandana Bar is a boy born to my father, I'm poor. I'll have to make a living for the poor," he said, taking out all of Mandana's birth records and other information and starting a kind of bargaining business. I felt like stopping this conversation. Don't take everyone's word for it and do business. The end is not the beginning for them. If you want, go and ask them what they have to say about you. Then you will know what price to pay for the night you saw," I said. I had said this without any intention. But Norway Ramaya was the only one who looked shocked. He shouted loudly, "They are saying, what is the trouble of a woman's mother? The happiness of a woman's mother is like the mouth of a man who has committed a sin. Otherwise, there will be a lot of trouble on top of the arrogant and arrogant." "No one has said anything to me, Ramaya, it is just the way of the world," I tried to calm down. "If you tell me, what will I be afraid of? The mind of a thief is like a worm. What am I?" he said. Something I didn't know had interrupted my speech. "Look, ask Carvalho Sahibri something," he said, turning to Prabhakar and asking, "When were you in my office, Swami?" "Why?" Prabhakar asked in shock. "What kind of a fool would I let into my office, Swami?" Norway Ramaya muttered. After Norway Ramaya's departure, I felt disgusted with Mandana. I had never worked as a marriage agent in my life. I and Prabhakar thought of a way forward. We told Carvalho and thought of giving Mandana a job. But another Mandana had threatened that if he didn't get married within a month, there would be no wedding for 6 months. I told Prabhakar about it. The worry on his face doubled. He suddenly said, "Sir, why do we need this business? These people are not respectable people. Tomorrow they will get something more or less, but Ramaya will hold us back and force us to do it." I felt the same way. But I couldn't let go of what I was holding now. I had to end it somehow. I went to the research center with Prabhakar. I decided not to tell Carvalho Sahibri about such a thing as this marriage. Sir Mondana is wandering around, bored, unable to get a job. He came to me to write an application to the ministry and give it to me, I said. Carvalho angrily said, "You stupid fellow, you are unworthy, you came to me and gave me a job as a peon." He is not ashamed. He is a fool to think that he is my disciple and become a peon, he is a fool. No sir, he is not doing that just to earn money, sir. He has some complication, some family problems, I said. All right, let's solve his problem. But I know what he needs to do. He still has a lot to learn and achieve. He should not treat a peon job as an attendant job, it's just shame, he said. I was shocked. Prabhakar was agitated. I didn't know anything at all. This Mondana was carrying a pinmatan around. If you see Carvalho, he will say that he is very talented. I will tell you something, I thought. It seems that his father-in-law rejected him because you did not give him a job, sir. I see, Carvalho said, widening his eyes as if in shock. Mondana suddenly began to seem like a human being with the qualities of love, lust, anger, heat, etc. Until now, he had been just a rare specimen of the Homo sapien class to him. After hearing all this, Carvalho became worried. He was not going to give him any job right away. Moreover, he was not ready to give him a small job as a soldier. Because how could a sahib be so close to a soldier? I also said that if another month passes, then the marriage will not be solemnized. Carvalho sat down with a frown on his face. Finally, I solved the problem. When Norway Ramaya came, Carvalho said that you should give him your daughter and get him married. He said that he would be happy with the family, but it would be easier to give me a job. Carvalho also agreed with my idea. Then it's okay. A poor fellow can marry but behave a little responsibly, he said. Recently, when I went out with Prabhakar told me something. He expressed doubt about the relationship between Carvalho and Mondana with a colleague from the Nagaraja research station with an owl face. And he said contemptuously that he had left the old woman and stayed away, and that he had made Mondana his wife. And so, from the police to Nagaraj, everyone kept casting suspicious glances at Carvalho, in their own way. Prabhakar took me to his lab and showed me all the enlargers he had made. He showed me all the macro pictures he had taken of the many insects and butterflies. I too, seeing the wonderful forms of those bumblebees, grasshoppers and butterflies, would often come to our house lamp after dark and trample and crush many bumblebees and grasshoppers to death. I decided to keep an eye on them from now on.